The following content is of an adult nature, and it may make some listeners blush, say, "Oh my God," or even cause offense. Feel free to turn the radio down in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about sex with Dr. Nikki Goldstein.
Dr. Nikki Goldstein is live in studio. Good evening to you, Dr. Nikki.
Good evening, Danny.
Fantastic to see you.
So formal tonight.
Wow.
Fantastic to see you.
Look,
Hello, Louise.
Guys.
And Daniel.
This is a highbrow show, and too often we fall into the trap of talking about sex toys for pleasure. Let us extend the olive branch to all those people with poor to mediocre sex lives, struggling to get erections, struggling to feel aroused, nipples concaved back into their very own skins.
You want your nipples poked out more?
Oh, I've got my nipples poked out. Me and producer Jack have got just the nipple criteria.
I always wanted bigger nipples.
Did you really?
Like when girls complain about you can see nipples through their shirt. Never had that, and I always wanted it.
It's
So
like
every time.
trend now.
Is it?
Like you can buy stick-on bras that have like the nipples.
Can you buy what was that? There was a movie and they had those stick-on nipples.
That's basically what.
Are you
these
are you
bras
talking about my stick-on bum nipples that I talked about? Remember the people with no boobs, and you got the
that's
adhesive nipples and
it.
you stuck them on your partner's
I thought it
bum,
was a
and then it looked like a
movie.
pair of boobs.
It was Danny.
Yeah, it was my idea about 6
babe,
months ago.
Can you get me a pair of stick-on nipples, please,
I can do
for
that.
next time?
Yeah,
Thanks.
that'd be nice.
Sorry for hijacking your talk about stick-on nipples.
Mate, if
Nipples?
you're going to hijack me, it best be about the size of your nipples, and then it is completely fine. Look, no, it's true, because there are tools out there that can actually help with people's sex lives, not just actual sex toys to
I think
increase pleasure.
The word you're looking for is maybe sexual health aids or sexual health products, which is a trend that we're kind of looking at sex toys now, is that, yes, there is the pleasure side of things, but can we actually increase something? Can we solve something by using a product?
Well, call you Meatloaf, because you took the words right out of my mouth. First device created for treatment of erectile dysfunction in 20 years hits the market. Very good. Getmegiddy.com is where you can go for more information, fellas, if you're a little bit droopy in that department. You've seen the press release and you've seen the new device. This is great for men.
What does it look like?
Oh, it's like a cock ring sawed in half.
It's got like a little opening, so I think it looks like a very user-friendly cock ring. So to clarify, they're doing an Indiegogo campaign. So they've made, obviously, the prototype. You can pre-order it, and then I think in September or October, it comes onto the market. So no one's we haven't seen it. I got the press release and emailed producer Jack straight away, and I was like, I emailed the guy that sent it to me, and then producer Jack emailed me, and I was like, we're having the same thought about cock rings. So we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of cock rings on the market that already help with erectile dysfunction.
How do they help? The vibrations.
No, but it's about increasing the blood
Stops the
flow.
blood going back out the other side. Lets
lot
the
of-
blood in, doesn't let it out.
A lot of cock rings have vibrators on them, so they'll have ones on the top or underneath or both. The idea is that when you're having sex, if the person you're having sex with has a clitoris, that may rub the clitoris during that time, or the one underneath is for your perineum, which is that little part between the balls and the anal opening. So there's a pleasure side to things, but a lot of people also do use them for erectile dysfunction. So it'd be interesting to see how the Giddy is slightly different to what's on the market. But I know the point that you're getting at is that, hey, there is stuff out there to help you that's not just about getting you off, but about getting you harder longer.
Yeah, and speaking of cock rings, you stack that with half a Viagra pill and a penis pump, and you are tearing ligaments.
Is that what
That
you
sounds
do?
like you're going to tear a ligament off. The penis pump and the cock ring and
Are
the
they-
Viagra.
Well, remember when we went to the sex store?
I was there today. No, yesterday.
And we we came across like little oils and ointments that ladies can rub on themselves to help with the lubrication process.
Hemp oil.
You put it
and
on my
chocolate
tongue.
on. Yes. Did you try the hemp oil or the chocolate one?
The chocolate.
Because I tried the hemp yesterday, and the hemp one has like a nicer, smoother taste to it.
And what about the results?
I've used the on one before. I'm quite a fan of it. I think it's a very good product.
Are there any other tools or devices that we can use to help?
Oh, there's a lot of devices that you can use. You're talking about on a penis or a vagina?
Either or.
Well, there's one of the ones I love for women is the Kegel balls, right? So we all heard of Kegel exercises, and
Yeah.
we tighten up
They're
everything
on
down there.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, except I do know somebody when they first came out with the replica of that, they slid straight out. Metal balls are very hard to keep internally in there. So normally they make them out of medical grade silicone. They do put a smaller weight in them, and sometimes you get up to heavier and heavier. But people are also putting in things that cause sexual pleasure. So the idea is that you can put these balls in them. Some of them vibrate as well. So you're doing your Kegel exercises. Your pelvic floor muscles are strengthening to hold those balls in. But there's also a little added extra as well. And that's something that's gone gangbusters for women because it's obviously considered a sex toy, but it's the one product that really made that transference to a sexual health aid, because it's really helping women with their pelvic floor and incontinence and things like that.
Yeah,
And also intensifying orgasm.
Strong tunnels. It's great for everyone. 131060, if you've got a question for Dr. Nikki Goldstein regarding any of the devices that we've talked about so far.
Or maybe you've created your own device and you haven't been able to get it on the market.
Oh!
There's a good one.
2 kitchen sponges, a rubber glove, and a deep protein cup. DM me personally. I'll tell you how to make it. It's fantastic.
I'm trying to
Oh
visualize
my God,
this.
I don't even want to know what you're
it
doing
is
with
good.
that.
It's
Sponges,
real good. It's
gloves,
real good. It's real good.
and a cup.
Yeah, it's good. It's my very own fleshlight.
They'll be for sale on Dr. Nikki's shop later.
131060, if you've got relationship or sex questions for Dr. Nikki, we'll get them on the air next. Danny Lakey Late Show. Katy Perry, Never Really Over on the Danny Lakey Late Show. Due to the terms and conditions of commercial radio laws, I must do this.
The following content is of an adult nature, and it may make some listeners blush, say, oh my God, or even cause offence. Feel free to turn the radio down in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about sex with Dr. Nikki Goldstein.
Dr. Nikki Goldstein is still here. We are talking about sex and relationships. If you've got a question, 131060. Nothing is off the board tonight. Shami, in Penrith, you're a female, you're 32. All your stats are here. I know more about you than you know about yourself. What's your question to Dr. Nikki Goldstein?
I don't really have a clitoris. I've born female, so, but there's like a bundle of nerves there, but sex toys.
Were you were you listening about half an hour ago with the small abnormal deformities, and we're talking about setting the freak show and getting it on the road? Because we can have the lady with no clit as well.
Danny, Shami, please
I
ignore
don't
him
think
with that
she's
heard
going to
it-
be.
if you heard
I don't
it-
think she's going to be happy standing
This is
during our
great.
turn.
Where's
great.
our button where we have that noise that goes bum bum?
Yeah, or the bit that goes, he's just gone on a rant.
Yeah, ignore him, Shami.
It's probably there somewhere, maybe just very small.
Let's talk about a small clitoris, right? And what products that we can use to make it more pronounced. Okay.
Like I've quite literally explored there quite thoroughly.
What have you explored with previously? So I know what to not to recommend to you.
Okay, so I've tried. There's like a sensitive patch of nerves
Yes.
there that when I use like a bullet vibrator, it will obviously get me off. Clitoris pumps don't work. I've spent money on a few different variations because they kind of there's nothing that they can really draw out. I've also tried rabbit, multiple different types of rabbit vibrators. God, what was that one? I mean, I use Kegel balls, obviously, which are fantastic, but obviously they don't.
The wrong area. Well, what I would be recommending to you is a combination of what's this music for?
Dr. Nikki and the curious case of the invisible clitoris.
It's not invisible.
Oh my God.
Shami, I'm so sorry for these comments, right? We're talking about a serious subject here, right?
yes.
So I would try using a stimulant gel, like what we were talking about before with the On, because it increases sensitivity, but it also increases blood flow to the area. Because when we have more blood flow, that's when you're likely to see a clitoris become more pronounced. Some people do have different shaped and sized clitorises, but when there is more stimulation at that area and more blood flow, that's where it's going to be nice and puffy. Now, the clitoral suction devices is what, I don't know if you mean with the clitoral pumps, if you're talking about a suction device. But there's 2 that I would recommend for you to have a look at. One is a new one it comes in a set. It's called the Queen set. So it's actually a pulsator. So it's a little vibrator that is a G-spot vibrator that kind of goes up and down. you have a sleeve that goes on top of it and it turns it into a clitoral suction device. So that one's also very good value for money because you kind of get 2 in 1. But there's also the womanizers on the market, which are very strong in terms of a clitoral suction device. And they are based on the clitoral suction therapy that they used to use for people that suffered from sexual dysfunction. So they're probably the higher end of the range in terms of what you can get that's going to make it more pronounced.
There we go. Back to the shop, I reckon, for you, Shami. Your Lady Diamond will be the size of a mouse wheel in no time.
Oh, Danny.
Oh my God, Lakey.
What? Thanks, Shami.
I'm sorry, Shami.
All good. All good.
I feel like we just need to send you something to apologise for Danny's
Guys,
comments.
all good under the hood. Well, technically not, but
Yeah.
it will be.
Oh, dear.
Travis on the central case. Hello, what's your question?
Hey, yeah, my partner and I use a toy called We Sync, and it is really cool. You can use it with an app, and because I work away a lot, my partner and I use it a lot, and it is so awesome. And I just thought I'd recommend it to everyone.
Nice.
Thank you
Good
so
for the
much.
FIFOs.
Because I do need to say, I've only chosen about 13 products at the moment to stock on the site, and one of them is the We Sync. Because I love that we now have, we were talking before about sexual health aids. I love that we now have products that are couples products. So did you remember when I took you there and we saw there was like a C-shaped one that you can insert and have sex with?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, I know that was sarcastic, but so this is what Travis is talking about, is that the woman actually inserts it in and it stimulates the clitoris and the G-spot at the same time. The man can come in as well, but when it links up to the app, it means that you can control it from wherever you are. I'm pretty sure
Great
around the
for
world.
couples who are doing long distance.
And the beauty of that app is that it still allows you to run FaceTime. Sometimes you can't do apps and FaceTime. So you could be chatting to your loved one on FaceTime and still be controlling the vibrations through your app.
Genius.
That's
So-
good. And thank you, Travis, for the recommendation and a fantastic game idea for the Danny Lakey Late Show. We all set ourselves up. We've all got it.
Or we're all
Where are
going to
you
wear.
going
You
with
can't wear
this?
one.
No, and then one person's device goes off. And the callers need to guess which person's device is going
Where are we
off.
putting these devices?
All orifices.
Oh,
All
jeez.
orifices.
Not it, though.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
could
suit
we
yourselves.
could we just get any more tackier? Yeah, thanks.
drnickishop.com.au. Type in Danny to get 10% off products. Thanks for that. How very thoughtful of you.
And if you want to make yours at home, we found out how to do that tonight as well.
Yeah, I got some more pics. I'll show you
Oh,
those.
good.
Cheers, Dr. Nikki.
I
See you
don't
next week.
suggest making your own sex toys.
Yeah, I suggest very much so.
Don't.
Bye.